I play a lot of video games, and I mean a lot of video games. It's always fun to dip my little feetsies in all these different genres. I love going from not knowing how to play a specific type of game to playing multiple titles within that genre. It always makes new games exciting. It's how I make sure the hobby doesn't feel too stale. You know how you have your favorite game and you wish you could experience it for the first time? I get to do that multiple times, so I have multiple experiences I wish I could relive. And the latest game to do that is Baldur's Gate 3. When I say that this game has no right to exist, I mean that it's so surreal that this shit is a fully functional playable game. There is so much depth in the game's systems, intertwining stories, side content, exploration, combat, worlds, creatures, personas, and even the motherfucking character creator. I spent 3 hours making mine, Jesus Christ. Right from the beginning, the game is all systems go. You're trapped on a massive fucking spaceship and a mind flare puts a parasite into your eyeball. The game puts you into the action and explains the bare minimum. So you can end up feeling pretty lost while you figure out its systems, but I love the way Baldur's Gate 3 goes about it. It's like it introduces you to the tip of the iceberg and the rest of the game unfolds at such a consistently steady pace that you have the appropriate amount of time, space, and combat encounters to really figure out what is possible in the game's world. And a ton of shit is possible. I mean, how do I even try to begin explaining? How about... Yeah, so I'm gonna spoil this game, like a lot, so just know you've been warned. Okay, cool. How about the time I found a giant adamantine forge and a boss fight within that forge who had such an alarmingly large amount of resistances and health at the time that I forced myself to get creative. I lured the damn thing into the forge and... Damn! Or the time I couldn't walk towards this mushroom picker who needed his backpack because he was surrounded by exploding mushrooms, so I used an invisible hand to give him his backpack so he could safely teleport back to me. Or the time I was fighting shadows and I couldn't see, so I launched a fireball at a candelabrum near where I thought it might be, and it was there. So I was like, damn. And that's just the tip of my dick, man. There's hours and hours of moments like this you stumble upon. Exploration is one of the game's biggest flexes. I feel like you're always rewarded with quality shit every time you decide to explore, and not just that, but the types of side quests you end up discovering as well. Now, there are a handful of games I can think about where I feel like the side content is indistinguishable in quality from the main content, and Baldur's Gate 3 joins this list. The side content is so good that I start to have major FOMO if I feel like I'm missing out on it. Damn, brother, what's going on here? Another absolutely amazing fucking thing about this game is character dialogue and choices actually mattering. None of that, we want every playthrough to feel unique, pointless customization, random exploration bullshit. Those things make playthroughs unique, but on a stupid technicality. In Baldur's Gate 3, I genuinely don't believe any two players might have the same playthrough. It is absolutely amazing and a breath of fresh air to see dialogue and choice having real consequences. First, I need to talk about the dialogue. Astarion, you have rocked my socks. Mizora, you have rocked my cock. The way people have brought their characters to life is astounding. None of that dick in my ass robotic bullshit. I'm talking voice acting that is so good that you actually want to engage in conversation more. Which is so weird. I mean, do you know how much I hate long winding dialogue? What the fuck, man? When I found out one of the villains in this game, Ketheric Thorm, was voiced by my man Jonah Jameson, Omni-Man, the teacher from Whiplash, I wanted to fucking...
Try again.
Oh my god, I'm nutting every time I hear him. Player choice. Man, oh man. Player choice is fucking personal, finally. Do you know how cool it is that the consequences of my actions can come back to reward or haunt me? There have been numerous occasions as well where I've been able to avoid combat entirely by using player dialogue to cunningly trick these sickos into killing themselves. And it's so badass to do. It feels like something genuinely earned when you manage to succeed. It gives dialogue and player choice that added weight of importance. Such a rewarding fucking feeling, man. Combat is so freaking cool as well. I went over 80 hours in my playthrough and I still felt like I hadn't fully grasped the scope of all my capabilities because there's just so many methods of attack out there. It's like when you have all these options in Elden Ring and it's just, what else can I do? You can turn people into sheep, place summoning glyphs on the floor, launch people into a chasm, shoot giant ice storms. This one time I met these ogres early game who gave me a blowhorn because I made a deal with them, and then I summoned them in the middle of a fight and they killed everyone. It was fucking awesome. Baldur's Gate 3 is an absolutely astonishing experience, and I implore you to give it a shot or a second chance if it didn't work out for you the first time. It is an adventure, a game made by people who love games, and it shows. Every aspect of the game is near perfect, every character fleshed out, every combat encounter exhilarating, every choice with consequences. I might just have to hop onto the game all over again just to see what else there is to do. Baldur's Gate 3 feels like a canvas painted with an insane amount of world building, life in every corner of the region, friends to meet, foes to extinguish, choices to agonize over, like should I bone Shadowheart or Minthara? I don't fucking know, man. It is a story created for the player, but one where you can write and record your own legacy as you see fit. If you're still on the fence about this game, then let this video push you through the gate, or you're bald.
Good puns.
Hadouken!